Crack open a beer.
Hey, y'all know what it is. Welcome to the Godman Podcast. We're going to do this real quick, get the intro out the way. Y'all know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, invite a friend, and keep emailing us. We will need more questions for that mailbag at the Godman Podcast at gmail.com. You can also follow us at Godman Podcast on all your social media platforms.
Facebook, Instagram.
There
and
we
if
go.
you want to, that TikTok.
All right, so look, we got that now that we got that knocked out the way. What's up, Rodney?
Hey, Mike, man, what's up? You good, man?
I am great.
All right, Tony the Tiger.
Bro, we about to just go straight in.
Let's do
The
it.
episode today is called Friday. You know why it's called Friday?
Why is it called Friday, Mike?
Because it's Friday. You ain't got no job.
And you ain't got nothing to do.
Might as well hit this weed, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to
Oh,
hit
my
the
gosh.
weed, but and it's
No.
not technically Friday. But guess what, y'all? The funniest thing happened
What
today.
happened? What happened, Mike? What happened?
I got fired on vacation.
I've never heard that before.
Bruh, I haven't either.
You're the
My
first.
first
You're
day
the
of
first.
vacation from my PTO, and they called me and was like, yeah, we're going to let you go.
Man, wait. I know it's the first day, man.
This is the first. And she was like, we're going to pay you for today. And I'm like, you better. Like, it's after business hours. My shift would have ended hours ago.
That's crazy, yo. When you told me that story, I said, man, shut the front door. Are you serious?
Yes. Bro, I got fired. And it's funny. So the reason why I wanted to talk about that on the pod today, because of some of the implications that with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and say some things on the pod that, you know, you, Rodney, and I have been talking about, like kind of personal thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've had a problem this past year at this job for a full calendar year with tardiness. And they give me countless warnings and all that. So now, while everyone says this, yes, no, I deserve to be fired a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
A long time ago. But I had made myself so, I guess, indispensable to the company and to my manager that the operation, it was very difficult. I can't say it's impossible because nothing's impossible. It was difficult to run the operation without me. I had learned an entire new skill set and a new position at work, which, by the way, I was not compensated for, but I never started bitching about that. Oops, look, I'm starting to get mad.
Jesus be offense.
I never complained about not getting compensated for learning a whole new position and being moved out of position. I never complained about compensation as far as me training all the people that they brought in. Because when they brought all those people in, at that position that I was at now, the new position, which was outside of my job description, which never got updated in the system, by the way, I never complained about having to be being the guy to train them.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I did it with excellence when it came to training. I wanted to be the guy that made sure that when they got from under me, as far as training was done, that they were excellent at the job they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's that. So again, I've had a lot of health problems over the year. That's not, that's played into it, but a lot of it has been like really. The beginning of the year was a lot of health problems in back because of my back injury.
Mm-hmm.
The beginning of 2023. From like May onward, it was mostly just because I couldn't get up. I'm gonna be real with you. But then we found out it was because of the sleep apnea. Then I got the CPAP machine and all that's working. And I was doing good for a couple weeks on that. Then again, it was just stress in school.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a good fit as far as having to be up at 4 a.m. to be at work on time while I'm in school and, everything that was going on with ministry. So, there was a lot of problems that conflicted with that, and I was trying my best, but, stuff happens. So, on the 14th of December, the general manager sits me down and has a meeting with me and my manager where he basically says that, you're valuable, we want you here, all this, all that. But we have to let you go if you start missing days again, like we can't have it. Like we're holding everyone to the same standard, and and everything's now. Here's the key thing, and why the tune changed. Next month in January, we're not going to have a lot of work. Like there's nothing on the slate, so we're going to have to make tough decisions with people. We already know we're going to have to get rid of like most of the temps. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm doing well. I'm gonna clean this up, because at that time it was right after, that was a week or so after I had. That was a week after I had been relieved of duties in ministry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now not in school, so I can focus on actually, getting my schedule right to be asleep at the right time now. Like he said that right when I was already starting to do that myself. Mm-hmm. So I'm at work on time every day, not leaving early. Mm-hmm. So last week, for anyone that don't know, I had bad asthma as a child. Like I could pull up medical documents and everything. Like, bro, I was in the hospital when I was in Michigan. I was in the hospital every week, having asthma attacks, can't breathe. It's bad when a 7-year-old knows the entire ER staff. Like right. That's literally how it was, though. That's how frequent I was in the ER. So I don't usually have asthma problems unless I'm sick, for one, or two, prolonged exposure to very cold weather. Now I want to make that very clear, because number 2 is the important one. After I moved into this place, I quickly found out that the heater that she had in this room does not work. It's insufficient for warming the room, and then when it actually gets cold, it just starts blowing cold air. So it's just blowing air from outside at that point. It doesn't heat it up anymore. Mm-hmm. So it would be 20 degrees outside, and it would be like 35 degrees in the room. So I was sleeping in very extreme conditions. So much so that, I kept talking to her about it and nothing got done until finally I said, look, I'm going to have to look for another place. And, we got all that worked out, right?
Yeah.
So my manager knows this. I've talked to him about this. 2 days, so last week I've had a problem with the asthma. Like, it's been really bad. Mm-hmm. I cannot breathe. So Tuesday we came back to work. I was having an asthma attack. I was late to work because I was taking a last second buterol treatment at home because for the nebulizer, because I couldn't breathe. I got to work, and halfway through the shift, it was like I was there for like 5 hours. I had to leave because I was sitting. It got to a point I was sitting. I couldn't breathe so bad. I was sitting down on the boxes, almost laying down, focusing and concentrating on getting air in my lungs.
Right.
So, like, I was having a bad asthma attack at that time. Could not breathe. Now, I probably should have, went to the hospital at that point and just had them call an ambulance, right? But I don't want to do all that because I don't want to cause a scene and everything. And that's not me. If I feel like I can get home, if I can get behind the wheel of a car, that's what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. So, I talked to my manager. He said, yo, go take care of yourself. Because I couldn't breathe. Like, you could hear it in my, like, even when I was trying to speak, like, you can see when someone is struggling, right? Yeah. So, there it is right there. So,
there we go.
He's like, go ahead, go home. So I went home. I had to have somebody drive me to my truck, by the way, on that day. I couldn't walk up the hill to get to my truck. So, that happened. Last Thursday, 15 minutes late to work, or 12 minutes, 15 minutes late to work, because, again, I woke up in the morning, last second, had to do another breathing treatment because I couldn't breathe well enough. Mm-hmm. Friday, I called out of work altogether and just went to the doctor, which I have a doctor's note, which I sent them, which is why they couldn't put that on the notice. I woke up Friday morning, multiple times in the morning, literally choking. Choking on the mucus that was trying to come up out of my lungs and got stuck in my throat. Literally waking up choking because I can't breathe, because it's so much of it that's trying to come up at once and it's not breaking up. So, lo and behold, my PTO starts today. I get a call from Cindy while I'm inside of a customer's house, client's house. So now, by the way, I decided to use my PTO this week because I was supposed to go on a trip to the cabins and take time and get away from everything and decompress and relax and get my mind right because I haven't had a legit vacation since 2018 where I was able to do so. And because of some stuff that happened with the cabins and their policies or whatever, I ended up having to cancel because I couldn't meet their requirements with how many nights that I had to stay. So I'm decided, well, if that's the case, I've talked about it before about the insurance thing. And I talked to Rodney about this off air. I was like, I'm going to use this time to go ahead and jumpstart my insurance by getting out there in the field and training all week. I'm talking about sun up to sundown. And that's what I was planning on doing. And I was planning on, if I make the money I want to make, which I should this week, because it's not very difficult to meet the goal that I wanted to meet, I should be able to put my 2-week notice in when I come back Monday. So that was always the plan. Put the 2-week notice in when I come back Monday. Man, I got a call today while I was inside a client's house, and she was like, yeah, I have bad news. And I'm like, what's up? And she was like, we're going to have to let you go because we had a final warning conversation with you, and you missed, and you were late 2 days last week, and one of the days you left 2 hours early. I'm going to send you your separation notice. And I was sitting here like, I started cheesing, bro. Like, I was already smiling in the client's house because, one of the things they told me I have to do is make sure I'm very conscious of, and I have to make an effort to smile because, I don't smile, bro.
At all.
Yeah, at all. Like, nah, that's not me. So I'm in there now. I'm really cheesing. So my colleague who's training me goes, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah. So, hey, I'm going to be training with you next week, too. We're going to be riding together. Now, she had lost her vehicle because she had a car accident. So she needed this, too. So she was like, oh, awesome. Great. They gave you another week off. That's great. And I was like, yeah, in the week after that, if you still ain't got a vehicle. So now her face changes. She was like, no. And I was like, yeah. They just Friday'd me. And we sitting there while the client's trying to get his information together. And she's like, are you okay? And now I'm kind of like laughing. And I'm like, I'm great. So now she thinks it's a coping mechanism and I'm about to snap. So after we get out of the client's place, she goes, no, seriously, how are you feeling? What is your actual emotions going? And I'm like, I'm good. Man, insert SpongeBob dolphin sound here, 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 and here. and then I go, I'm great, though. Because in my mind, I said, listen, if anything, this is confirmation from the Most High that this is the path that I was supposed to be taking. And the reason I say that is because I said, if this happened when I was already planning on getting and quitting, I said, if I didn't meet the goal I was going to meet, I probably wouldn't have put the 2-week notice in immediately. So either way, how this works, this makes me have to step out on faith because it would be easy for me right now to go get a third shift job, just anything to work overnight and then do this during the daytime, which, is very compromising to me. But instead I said, no, I'm going to put my head down. We're going to grind. We're going to get this because I believe this is the path that the Lord has been setting me on for years now. But I have been so slow to get it started. We've talked about this on this pod before about meeting the insurance number. I've been licensed. It'll be 2 years in April. And I can count on one hand how many policies I've sold. And all but one of them have been in the past month. Right? So, and in the past month, I haven't been able to get out and train because the problem was this job, the hours conflict with the time I need to be out selling and training. So it really just made the job easy, the decision easier for me. So that's why I was laughing because I was like, yo, like this, for me, this was the confirmation that I needed. And I could have been mad and I could have just looked the whole time. Don't get me wrong, I was mad for a second. And I was really more angry. Not at Not at the fact that not at the fact that I was let go, but I was more angry that it wasn't that I didn't get the last say so and everything. Now, this is the controlling part of Mike. Who do you think you are ending things? I decide when we end this, when we're over. That's the kind of that's the kind of feelings I had. Like, who do you think you are? Like, first off, y'all just cheated me out of a week of PTO. Mm-hmm. And I know y'all did that. I know that they did that mess on purpose.
Definitely on purpose.
But, like, my thing was, like, nah, I'm going out the way I want to go out. But I went out on their terms at this point. That's the only thing that kind of got under my skin. And it's a petty reason to be mad. But, you know, it is what it is. I guess I'm petty.
That's all right.
But this is the what I want to get out of this, and want people to get out of this is, don't be mad every time something you think is negative happens. Because sometimes it's not a negative thing that happens; it's actually a positive. You know, the Lord will take things that you don't think are good for you and show you how He's about to bless you. He'll take a situation you think is bad and show you that it was actually His will, because He had to close something so He could open up another door. Sometimes we can't go out on our own terms and, have the farewell tour. Sometimes doors have to be slammed shut. Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to get out of that. What are your comments, Rodney? Because this was hilarious to me.
I think this is a firm example. We can make our plans.
Rodney?
Yeah, I'm here. I had to step to another way. What I was saying was, this was an example of just, how am I breaking up? I'm not even on no Wi-Fi.
You're good now. You're good now. Go ahead.
No, I'm not. I'm just kidding.
Man, don't make me drive up to Cleveland and smack you into Lake Erie. Don't be getting all hyped just because the Browns make the play. The Browns and the Lions are in the playoffs, fam, and y'all look good.
I know, right?
I'm sorry. Now continue what you were saying.
What I was saying was, this is an example of how we can make plans, but God has His own way of doing things. How it's crazy how you already had a plan set in motion of you was about to quit the next week, but then things just turned out in a whole different direction. And it's like, you really can't get mad because you like, I was going to do it anyway. But it's crazy how things will divinely just happen. Even how, don't get me wrong, it was sidetracked. It was definitely blindsided for sure. But I mean, like how we talked about before we started the pod, this is a peculiar season that you're in. And, I do believe God is definitely going to do something out of the season. We just don't know what. But, we're just having faith.
Season.
Definitely peculiar.
Like you said, in the past month, bro, and for everybody, Rodney pointed this out to me like an hour ago, that in the past month, I have gotten out of school, been relieved of ministry, and now this happened with the job thing. And it was like, all of this happening like this, the way it's been happening, and some of the emotions I've had towards it, it's like, this is God getting ready to do something. Like, I think a lot of times we like to look at the negative things and go, it's the enemy attacking. Bro, everything is not the enemy. We give the enemy too much credit.
Too much credit.
We be sitting here getting the enemy. Like, how do you think the enemy feels sometimes when we sit here and make a bad decision out of our own volition and we go, devil, this is your fault. Bro, he probably sitting down there like, I didn't even do nothing this time.
I was saying the same
thing.
That's all you. He said, I didn't put no effort into that.
Stop putting keep my name out your mouth, human. Like, But like we like to put everything on the enemy, and it's like, you know how many things that God will cause to happen? Like, look in the Bible and see how many things that God, the Most High, did. When the Israelites were in Egypt and they were complaining, Most High sent serpents, snakes to bite them and come after them. That wasn't the enemy. When they thought they was about to rise up and take out Moses, He smote them. You think it was the enemy? Look, when Judah finally decided to turn to evil along with Israel, he delivered them into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, who he called his servant. And he let them know through multiple prophets, I'm about to bring the hammer down on y'all, destroy everything because y'all don't listen.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the enemy. That was him. Like, so we look at a lot of things that might be negative that happen and think, oh, it's the enemy. Oh, this is just coming against me and everything's bad for me. And it's like, nah, the Lord would do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
He will do things. He sent the unclean spirit to make Saul mad.
Exactly.
And the only way for it to go away is for David to play the harp. Yo, he's got a plan for everything. So every time like something negative happens in your life, bro, just praise God. Bro, I've been sitting here praising God all day.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't that happen? And you know what happened? I had to praise God some more. I was in the car, and to the point, my colleague was like, "Are you sure you're okay?" And I'm like, "I'm good. I really am."
Mm-hmm. For real though, man. Like I say it's just it kind of remind me of this song that James Fortune has with Monica, and it's called "Trusting God." And pretty much the whole song is just saying, "I'm just out here trusting God. I'm really just out here on faith. I'm really just out here." And like Mike, I like how you say like I'm praising God. Like majority of the times, that's not everybody's go to. But then like it's easier to go into a negative mindset of why, a negative mindset of how could this happen, or a negative mindset of how like why did they let me go? But then it's like, you know, God, I'm gonna praise you. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna praise you. I don't know what you're doing, but you're gonna do it. And I think that's as believers, that's what we all have to do. Like even how in the Word, Jesus was saying, "Can any of your worries add a single moment to your life?"
Come on.
It doesn't. Like when you worry, it takes away. And I'm trying to think, oh my God, what did my pastor say on Sunday? Pastor, you ever realize how long you spent negatively thinking about something, and once you solve the problem, like is your problem just go away like that? He said, think about how quick we could have just solved the problem or give it to God right then and there instead of just spending this long time worrying.
Come
Like
on.
that causes so much worry and stress, and you become paralyzed when you think of the what has happened, and you can't move forward. Where you just sit down, reflect, and you soak. Like, but you gotta praise God through all moments, not just the happy moments, but the most uncertain moments as well.
I agree, man. Like that.
Breathe, Mike, breathe. You Gucci man.
All right, I'm back. Lord,
Okay, cool.
should have pressed that mute button a lot faster than that. Um, Jesus.
Nah, for real though.
But no, I get you, bro. And it's so funny. It's like, and it's they even teach this in the world, bro. This ain't even just something the believers need to know. They teach this in the world that you can't focus on the negative.
Hmm.
Like, how many times have you ever heard, "Don't talk to me about the problem, talk to me about the solution"?
A lot.
Because there's nothing good is gonna come on sitting and just sitting on the problem and just keep going and talking about that the whole time. You can If you linger on what the issue is instead of trying to figure out, instead of being constructive and going, what's the solution? Nothing good's
Hmm.
gonna happen. It
At
can't.
all. Nah, they really came for it.
You're
That's what I'm
focusing
like.
on negativity, so all you're gonna do is breed negativity. Focus
Hmm.
on being constructive and finding a solution to the problem.
Right. And let's be honest, nobody wants to be around someone who's negative all the time.
Man, for real.
That can, I'm like, man, get out of here.
What they call them? Negative Nancy. Don't nobody want to be around a negative Nancy.
Negative Nancy. Not for though. Like yeah, so that's why like even in moments I'm seeking God in everything. So like, even when the most horrible moments when I don't feel like it, like it's most when I don't feel like going to Him. That's when I know I have to because like, all right, God, I got this weight on my shoulders, on my chest. Let me give it to you and let it out of my hands
I'm
and,
excited, bro.
and guide me.
So excited to see what the Most High has in store right now and
Mhm.
what's about to happen. Like I said, like we could see that something was happening with me even a month ago,
Mhm.
as far as what was going on and what was coming out of it. What looked like it was about to start coming out of it. Like I look forward to this, bro. I'm gonna have time now. One to actually get back to writing and creating.
Come on now.
That's the biggest thing that I have been missing. Is in this past year, I felt so I felt so restricted
Mhm.
by everything that was going on, and stress included, that I couldn't write. Because for
Mhm.
me, I can't write out of stress. If I'm going to write out of stress, it's going to be something that's very negative.
Mhm.
Like it's in what like it might be something that come. No, I can't even write negative out of stress. I can write out of pain. I can write out of anything except for stress. Put me under stress, and it just doesn't work. That part of my brain doesn't work the same. So I can't write music. I can't write plays or books or not anything of that nature. I can't. It's it's almost impossible for me to be creative.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
I
like,
found now that I already feel mentally like shackles have kind of like been broken off for a second
mhm.
because of the not being stressed out.
No, it's important. You know, you can't operate out of stress. You know, you're operating out of an empty cup at that point, and it's like, you're not good to nobody, not even yourself. If you're like I said, if you stressed out of your mind, for real, that's impossible.
Mm-hmm. That's why I say, you know what, Rodney?
What up?
Give me until April.
Okay,
Give me until April. I'm gonna have that first book done.
come on
I'm gonna
now.
have you read it
I'll be honored.
because honestly, that's the way I'm feeling right now. Like
Hmm.
this is like, there's no doubt in my mind this is going to work out. First off, I have faith in the Most High, and also I have faith in myself to work and get it done. Like I'm not saying that it's about to be handed to me,
Hmm.
but what I'm saying is there's a door that's going to be open, and I got to run, and I'm about to run through that thing.
Hmm. I
And
feel you.
anything that tries to get into my way of running through, bro, you can call me Marshawn Lynch because I'm about to go beast mode.
Come on now.
I'm about to run over all of it.
Hey, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it.
And then we can sail the seas.
That's the smartest thing you said all day, man.
The smartest. Well, it's getting time, bro. This is gonna be a
Hmm.
short one today, y'all. Just wanted to
Yeah,
give
it
y'all an
is.
update, show y'all, we do have things that happen in our lives as well. Everything isn't, just the most perfect ideal scenario. We're not coming and talking to you guys about stuff that we're not living.
For real though. We're all going through some things as well.
So yeah, man, like I love all of you guys. I'm pretty sure Rodney loves y'all too.
I
I
sure
think.
do.
And we're gonna
I
catch y'all
love it.
next time, man. Like we're
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
catch
see
y'all
you
next
next
time
week.
because I need to go and take another breathing treatment so I don't, cough up half my lung.
Yeah, we'll need that. We need your voice, okay?
Right. All right, y'all. Until
All
next
right.
week.
Until next week. See y'all later, okay?